now. Jesting 1 2 3, jesting 1 2 3. We're live. We're here. We got the thing, and we're with the man himself. Welcome to the Jest stream, ladies and gentlemen. We have Shane from STONEORBITS here to tell me all about the things and stuff, the stuff and things. The thing being this fancy contraption. Now let me click on myself so that I can make this.
Oh.
Pop out. There we go. Pop out. There we go. All right. Look at this. It's like a UFO. It's like the things that everybody are seeing in the skies of New Jersey. That's what he just created. Plot twist, everybody. It's not drones. It's not aliens. It's actually STONEORBITS releasing the CHROMADECK. That's what everyone's seeing in the skies over New Jersey and all of these other places. Is that right?
Oops. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to give a PSA about that. Yeah.
So
Didn't
tell
mean
us
to
about
scare
this
this.
contraption. What do we got here? What do you got for us?
So yeah, so this is the CHROMADECK. It is coming very, very soon. We're in the final stages of testing. That's one of the few test units that's out there. It's going to be a really cool new device. Its best use case is as a hub for your duos. I have a duo right here.
A duo hub. Expand on that. So what you're saying is, so like how the spectras would be able to beam information to the chip themselves from a separate device. That's what you're saying this thing is?
Yes, it's
interesting.
It's several things at once. One of the things is it's just like a big giant duo that'll hold as many modes as you need. So
that's cool.
I forget how many. Yeah, I forget how many we have, but it's like over 100. Just because we wanted to cut it off somewhere, it could go bigger, and you could change it to be more. Yeah. So how it works as a hub is one of the things that the duos can't do. Is they can't be programmed from your computer until you get one of these.
Right. So far, what we had been doing, you'd have to have a pair of vortexes in order to program those through the computer, and then that was the workaround that we were doing before. So what you're saying is this is essentially the vortex brain inside of something that you can walk around with a little easier.
Yes.
That's
yes,
cool.
Exactly. It's pocket-sized, portable. It's running on the Vortex engine. It can do all the patterns from all the different Vortex devices, and it's really good for acting as a hub in the sense that before with those other devices, you could create stuff on the computer or on your other devices and send them to your duos, but there was no way to take a mode from your duo and send it to your other devices or back it up or store it or anything. They were kind of like it was a one-way street onto the duos, and that was it.
Wow.
This device, it adds two-way communication to and from the duos, as well as to and from any other device. So you can really get any mode anywhere. You can get modes that you created on your duos online to our community site, where we have the ability to back them up and store them and trade them and share them.
That's cool.
Like social media. Yep.
That's very cool.
But I think the coolest feature on this device isn't necessarily like the hub. Like, yes, it's great you can store your modes. Yes, it's great you can transfer in all directions. That's fantastic. But what's really, really cool is this can act as a flasher for your duos. And what a flasher is a device that will flash a new firmware. Effectively, it's an updater. It can give your duos brand new programs that are different than the ones that are on it by default.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very fun in the sense that people can go and make their own firmwares now. They could make a firmware that has no menus and tons of other features. They can make a firmware that's only an iNova and nothing more.
So
that's their own.
That's this piece, or that's straight off of the.
It's together. It's that second piece you're holding. Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is the Chroma Link.
So the Chroma Link and the CHROMADECK make it so that you
Yes.
really can program and reprogram using any kind of parameters that you can even think of.
Exactly. Anyone with software development experience or hacking experience, they're going to
Wow.
find a lot of fun taking apart the code and rewriting it themselves, and doing pretty much anything they can come up with. Daniel, the guy who helped me write the whole project, uh, he wants to write several, or at least one or two custom firmwares that he may or may not release publicly, but he probably will. Um, where they have like weird little features to them or totally unusual ideas. So if you ever had the concept, like this won't add an accelerometer to your chip, but if you ever had the concept like, oh, I wish my chips could do something like, I don't know, I double click and then they flash a rainbow, but other than that, they're doing normal stuff. You could write that theoretically.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's really no limits except for what you can come up with. And the cool thing is, once someone makes something custom, they could easily share it publicly, and then anyone could update that custom thing so long as they have a CHROMADECK and CHROMALink.
So the CHROMADECK and the CHROMALink are really what any person needs in order to truly step into the world of open sourcing light shows.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
If it's your dream to have open source LEDs and open source stuff, then this is your key and passport. It'll give you all the ability. All of our code is open source, so you won't have to like start from scratch. You could, and probably would have fun starting from scratch. There's some um, hardware stuff that needs to be added to the open source so that you can like know how to talk to the LED. But you don't need to necessarily have that. You can just start with what we have and then delete it all till you're happy, or strip it down, rework it, redo it however you like. Um,
Well, I love
but
that.
most people aren't going to be coding their own duos. There might be some, and then a lot of people adopt those things that the few people make, but most people aren't going to be writing their own code. However, we thought of something really cool for them too. Well, I don't know about thought of, but we've been working on the duos ever since they came out.
Right.
Like, we didn't stop. We kept making them better and better and more efficient and more compact and more intelligent. Um, Now, most of the duos out in the wild are running on the original launch firmware. We
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that what we launched originally was super stable and reliable and bug free.
I'm pretty
And
sure I'm
over
still on
time,
launch firmware as well. Yeah.
yeah. And over time, we wanted to make it so that all of the new updates and improvements we've been accumulating can be condensed into one large update instead of a bunch of small updates, and everyone has different versions. And, oh, do you have that feature? Oh, I don't have that. Like, that'd be confusing and potentially lead to issues with new bugs being introduced.
Right. And you don't
Well,
want
yeah,
to introduce too many different versions of the software into the
right.
ecosystem and kind of just ruin the interconnectivity of the whole point is interconnectivity. Who wouldn't want to do that? And
Yeah.
now I get it because now that you have this, now you have the easy
Yes.
way of updating everyone. So
Yes.
and you don't even and not everyone needs to buy one, because if one person has this, they can update other people too.
They can share. They can share. They can make it a service. Be like, hey, I live in Seattle. Bring your duos over. I'll flash them for $10. Whatever. That that's cool. I don't know how people would feel about that, but yeah, also I think more frequently people will share with their friends. They'll be like, hey, I got a
Yeah,
CHROMADECK. You want to come over and update?
the homies would definitely share with each other, but I could also see someone taking advantage of the opportunity, being like, I don't have any homies. Come give me some money.
Yeah. What I mean, it is what you want. Just throwing it out there. I'm very supportive of like entrepreneurial spirit, and anyone who wants to turn
The idea is
like,
that it truly is open source, so do what you can with it. Do what
yes,
you want with it.
exactly.
It's
That
now
is
in
the
your
spirit of
hands.
open source.
It's in your hands,
Yeah,
and you can use it.
and that includes software development too. I know that as an open source developer, and as Daniel, my partner in development, also being a very strong open source minded developer, he probably would prefer if all open source endeavors remained free and open source. However, I understand that time is not free, and if you want to go make the coolest firmware ever and sell it for $10, like I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
that,
like there's custom firmware in everything out there these days,
yeah,
and if someone
yeah,
puts their time and energy into making something really, really cool, and someone else sees
yeah.
value in it, then so be it. Speaking of
That's
seeing
cool.
value in things,
Yeah.
Skylar says, "What's the price? I'm ready for you to take my money."
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, actually, that was one of the coolest parts about the CHROMADECK. We didn't want it to be expensive. The Vortex devices are already expensive,
They're
and the whole
semi-expensive.
point of this,
They're
yeah,
they're
I mean,
they're
I
they're
meant,
on honestly these days with the way inflation is.
yeah.
I would say these are cheap. I would say the
Oh yeah,
Vortex.
they're cheap and affordable, but I'm talking about compared to a Duo.
Oh yeah,
When you're
for sure.
looking at a Duo, it's like it's somewhere between 12 and
Oh yeah,
$15. You can get a bunch of them.
we're talking duos
Yeah,
versus vortexes. When you said vortex,
right.
my brain went to duos, and I
No,
was like, no, dog, these are cheap. These are very well priced. With
you're not
inflation,
you're not
you're
wrong.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
you're
you're not
doing
wrong.
good.
The duos are a Vortex device. So when I said Vortex, it is a little vague. And yeah, all that branding is vague, but hopefully this next generation will do a lot to fix that. But yeah, the price. So duos are affordable. Technically, if you compare to all the other market prices, all my products are pretty much in the affordable range. However, uh, when you compare a duo to anything you need to make a duo like as full featured as possible, now we're talking about you're almost doubling or tripling the price of your set, your toy, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So the duo, the CHROMADECK, we wanted to make as affordable as possible to really make it accessible. And I have to double check, but at launch, I want to make sure I don't say the wrong price. Um, I have it right here. The launch price for the CHROMADECK, and when I say launch price, I do mean launch price because it will be on sale when it launches. Its normal retail price will be higher, but I will regularly try and discount it for holidays, special events, uh, on in-site purchases
So
for if I
launch
ever get
price is
some excess.
basically floor price. Gotcha.
Launch price is a discounted price,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the retail price will be a little higher.
Right.
Okay, so the launch price without for the CHROMADECK by itself without the CHROMALink cable is $50, $49.99,
That's all.
which is that's it.
That's all.
It's got everything you need to be. So that's what I want. I wanted people to be like, well, if I'm getting a set of duos, yeah, I might as well get the bonus thing, or if or my friends will. Look, I wanted it to be affordable and accessible. It's really meant to complete the features of the duos. I didn't want it to be like a whole another device you had to buy,
No,
even though it is.
that's definitely. I mean, it's not a whole nother device you have to buy, but it's a device
Yeah,
that like still comes in under the cost of a retail
yeah,
set of like Spectras in the old days.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like
totally.
that's really what it comes down to is not only are you getting the best light on the market that you can click
Yes,
program,
yeah,
honestly, you can click program in this light and be fine, but also for less than the price of Spectras in the old days, you can get the
yep,
hub on top of it that makes it just open source, completely open source. But not just a
yep.
hub that connects to an app on your phone that you have to fuck around with the app that maybe they never update ever in their life. No, you can update it.
Right,
You can do it.
exactly,
That's amazing. That's
exactly.
actually great.
Yeah,
Daniel's in the chat as well. He says you
eh,
cannot take and sell Vortex as your own creation without open sourcing your code. You must open source your work as per the license, but you may sell it. So I'm sure there's some
right,
sort of like distinctions in there. Don't take the Vortex
right,
and sell Vortex, but if you make your own
correct,
version of the firmware or whatever it is,
correct.
then that's
I'm
the difference.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you so the way that that open source licenses work is it's generally there's like a lineage or a parentage of the original device and then its descendants. If your code project is a descendant of our code project, it will also inherit our code project's license, which means that it
Right.
has to be free, it has to be open source, has to be other things. But if you were to start from scratch and write your own code project, pulling the bare minimum like which number is the LED on, which number is the MOSFET on, which button pin is the button on, and sorry,
So
which pin is the
basically,
button on.
rebuilding a Vortex type thing from the ground
Yeah,
up, a
if
whole
you
brain for
yeah,
the hardware.
that
Yeah,
then you get to set your own license, and
yeah,
that's just how licensing works
right,
in the open source community, as far as I'm aware. That's not perfect understanding. Most of my open source knowledge comes from 3D printing models, which I do a lot of that too. All the parts for the ChromaLink, ChromaDeck, Spark Orbit, Spark handles, every Vortex, every product I've ever released were 3D printed models that have some degree of a license, because you have to when you start putting them online.
right.
Mine aren't really online, but you get the idea.
No, I get you, I
Um,
get you. But we also got another chat from Skylar here that says it's nice that you give a discount during launch. A lot of companies do their price drops early. Adopters come through and then make you feel burned. So you basically, a lot of companies will release it like at full price and then discount it later
right,
and burn the early adopters,
right,
and that's not fun. So
yeah,
it's nice to
yeah.
release it for its floor price and then just get more expensive from there when people start buying it less and less, because that makes
Sure,
sense
yeah.
economically too.
You do want to be like kind to your early adopters, and you also want to have a sustainable model where you can sell with a reasonable amount of profit margin, so you can keep the business going and developing new products and making great things and sustaining updates, all that stuff. Yeah, it's there's a lot of discussion goes into when and how much you should discount your products. But my goal is always to make these products affordable as possible. Um, I really hate when I can't discount something because I haven't made the appropriate margin. Like, if you don't build in enough of a profit margin, you can't take out any of that margin.
Right,
And that's
right,
what a discount is. It's
right,
taking away your margin to give everyone else a good deal.
right.
So this time I designed everything to be affordable and have a good margin so I can regularly discount my products. Um, and yeah, like I said, for about the price of 4 duos, or rather 3 duos, you get yourself a Chroma deck. And then the
And
cable will be somewhere between $5 and $10 for the cable, because you technically don't need it just to share modes, but you
right.
do need it for flashing and open source stuff.
Well, that's good to know. So this is this it's a $7 key to open source versus a
Right.
$50 hub, and the hub is going to be able to store your modes and color sets. Asks Mr. Wicked. Yeah, it's basically it's gonna store your modes and color sets, and it's also gonna be able to transmit things interconnectedly.
And so why that's really important, you might be thinking, oh, cool, that sounds neat, I guess. But what's really, really cool is a lot of people may have heard of lightshow.lol, which is our online editor tool. Um,
Lightshow.lol is so important.
yes, it is like the key of all of this, and it's pretty much going forward going to be our main hub for interacting with your Vortex Engine products, as well as connecting you to the community where you can share them all. So what's really, really cool is, while the duos are far too small to have a brain that could communicate with a computer properly, the Chroma deck is not. And even without the link cable, um, you can plug your Chroma deck into your computer. You can program it entirely through lightshow.lol. So no more clicking fiddly buttons and learning menus and memorizing shit. You have like good user interface. You have like words and text explaining what everything does. You can click through and adjust things. You can even customize how the patterns work, like by timing value. You can be like on duration, off duration, longer blinks, shorter blinks, faster blinks, slower. You know what I mean? You can change anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
We're gonna probably have to hop on Lightshow LOL in a little bit after we
yeah,
get this thing updated. That's one thing, is we got to do that. We got to get this thing updated, so we might not be able to show it off in its
we test.
entirety today. Like, we might not be able to show
Yes,
it off working today, but what we will do is January 2nd we'll be doing a is that when you're gonna launch? Is the second you're gonna launch, or when you
I wish. No. So right now we're in the final stages of testing. Everything looks good. Everything's going smoothly. I need to make sure my manufacturers are on track to get everything produced.
Okay.
But once I start that process, it will take 2 or 3 weeks at least. So
Sure.
we're looking at that January 2nd would be great, but it's too soon.
Okay.
We're probably looking at closer to the weekend of the 11th to
Okay.
the weekend of the 18th.
So
Either of those
11th or the
weekends
18th.
are
Will you know for sure on the 2nd which of those 2 days is launch day?
very likely.
So
Yes,
basically,
very
tune
likely.
in January 2nd for launch announcement party. Not the launch
Yeah,
party, but
exactly.
the launch announcement party. Tonight is the
Right,
announcement
right.
for the launch announcement party. The announcement for
I
the
know.
announcement. All right, it's fine. It's fine.
Yes.
We got this. This is what you got to do these days, is to make sure that people know what's coming. And honestly,
Yeah.
we're announcing the announcement on January 2nd. So
I know it's a
tune
little
in.
goofy sounding, but yeah, I will have a better idea as we get closer to the date. A lot of it has to do with how smoothly this test goes, and we can do some of it live right now. I tested it before the stream to make sure everything was working. Daniel put a bunch of work in this afternoon to make sure everything was cleaned up in case we wanted to show it off. It's still in the final stages of testing, so nothing's final. Everything is small bugs are being worked out.
There's
That's what the test units are for.
Still some kinks to hammer out of there, and that's fine. Smash that
Very
like button
minor
for the launch announcement hype party. Starlight
Yes.
is in the chat, by the way. She says welcome to the Stone Age, and also grunting noises from Daniel. Starlight, I have also been fiddling like with this makes a great flip coin, actually. It's even got heads and tails, because tails is the side with the battery on it.
Yep.
So you know,
That's funny. You're right.
it's an excellent coin. You might even want to put a little
Necklace.
a necklace slot on it somewhere. That would be a good
Totally.
idea.
Yeah, it could easily be an accessory where it pops in and out of a necklace that holds it.
Yeah,
so you can,
something that holds it.
Yeah.
That's what you should offer the holder, the necklace holder on your website as well.
Sure.
I'm sure people would buy that.
Sure.
I would sign up for one for sure.
Yeah, maybe if I can design one that takes like the right amount of material, like very little material potentially. I could make it like a free launch gift for like the first week or 2.
There you go. Launch gift.
That'd be cool.
Gift necklace holder.
Free pendant for thing.
That
so
is
the one
idea.
concern is that if you leave it on like a decoration, I don't know what kind of runtime you're going to get out of it, because there's 20 LEDs and they work like a duo, so it's like 20 times the range.
So what's how much
crank it up?
How much bigger is the battery than the Duos? It's bigger, but it doesn't seem like it's that significantly bigger.
Right. The Duo battery, it's about 10 times bigger, and it literally has 10 times the number of LEDs. So
there's a question: is it rechargeable? Yeah, it's definitely rechargeable. It's lithium ion. There's the rechargeable battery. It's got USB-C right there. Yes, sir.
And
rechargeable, of course.
All chargers.
It's 2024. If it's not rechargeable, I mean, come on, what are you doing?
Well, you're doing what everyone else is doing, it seems like. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we found a bug with the way I designed the hardware. I mean, it's a minor bug, but it was leading to incompatibility with the way I designed the hardware on my older products. It was leading to incompatibility with high-powered USB-C chargers. But now all new products going forward will have that compatibility restored. So you shouldn't be able to find a USB-C charger that doesn't work with the Duo, or I'm sorry, with the CHROMADECK, which is a nice little bonus feature.
Nice.
But yeah, so this thing is going to be really, really fun, because once you connect it to your computer, go to lightshow.lol, make yourself some custom modes. You can flash them directly onto a Duo, and wirelessly. So first you program them on your computer, put them on your CHROMADECK, flash them wirelessly to your Duo or to your friends' Duos. So you can actually use this as a hub for all your favorite modes that you make custom and share anywhere.
So this is Lightshow pub servers. Amazing.
I don't Not sure I follow.
It's, in video games, they have either ranked servers or pub servers.
Oh,
So
public pub.
they're like public. It's like a public
Yes.
server for light shows.
I understand.
Yeah.
I was thinking like pickup group. I was thinking PUBG or something.
No,
or
yeah, I mean, in a sense, yeah, and it kind of, and I also could have, you could have made the mistake of thinking it was like a pub, like a bar. So, but that's
pub.
exactly what it is.
All
Is
those
it's a way of connecting with other people. So it is pubs. It's
absolutely. It's and so yeah, so it's a way of connecting with other people. It's a way of empowering your ability to customize your light shows, and that's you only need this for that. And then so a really fun thing that we working on is with all those updates I was talking about earlier for the Duo that we've accumulated over the course of a year and change. I'm not even sure how long it's been. It's been at least a year. We now have optimized the storage solution. So previously we were hard locked to only enough storage for 5 modes on a Duo, and Daniel discovered a really cool trick where we can extend the memory space into a previously forbidden section, and we also optimized the code to make more room in that section. Yeah, forbidden is it's just a code thing.
forbidden.
It wasn't forbidden. Yeah, it wasn't forbidden. It was not allocated for storage of like things between power cycles. It was only allocated for like code space. But we made some changes. We got some more space. We fixed the allocation error issue, not error. We fixed the allocation so that you can reserve more space for modes. And we, as of now, we've been shipping already. All new Duos have 9 mode slots instead of 5, and that was as of like a month ago. And what that means is all those existing Duos out there who are like, "Yo, what the hell? I only have 5 mode slots. I would love 6, 7, 8, and 9." Well, get yourself or your friends get a CHROMADECK, pop that thing in, and the latest official firmware is 1 button click, and you will have 9 modes.
Amazing. So it is just an active updater.
Yes.
Glove set server.
Yep.
Programmer, all that stuff, and it's a cool little pendant toy. That's amazing.
Yep.
Dave
it's
asks,
everything you wish the Duo could do.
Dave asks, can the CHROMADECK itself be updated like the Vortex gloves?
Absolutely, and that's what we'll be doing. If you'd like, we could give it a try live on stream, and it would be a good test to see how close we are to ready.
So what do I gotta do?
All you need is a USB-C cable. And if you want, I also tested flashing a Duo, so you should have Duos which have 5 modes right now.
Yes.
And we could expand that to Duos with 9, or at least one of them.
Well, let's see what we can do here.
Let's start with the CHROMADECK.
Yeah, all right. What do I do?
Because that's important first. So go ahead, plug it into your computer.
Okay.
Do you want to open up a viewing tab for? Well, first plug it into your computer.
Yeah, I gotta figure out where my
and then stream.
Where my
USB-C cable is.
Yeah, where my cable is. Oh, I forgot I had pizza roll. God dang it.
Are you cooking pizza? Did you leave the oven on?
No, I didn't leave them in the oven. I left them cooling. Now they're cold.
Well, that's less bad, but still annoying. That's funny.
All right. USB-C secured.
Very good, very good. Pizza rolls locked in. USB-C secured.
All right, just plug it in. Do I have to have it off or on?
I think that's gonna change before the final version, but I think it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yep, it doesn't matter. So that it shouldn't matter in the final version either.
Should I have heard a beep boop beep at this point?
You should have heard a beep boop beep.
All right, let me see what's going on here. I have a blue light. Maybe it's the USB-C.
Yeah, the blue light shows that power is transferring to the Duo or to the CHROMADECK, so it is charging.
Okay.
But it doesn't indicate a computer connection. Your computer will be alerting you if there is.
Let's see.
If the notification sounds are on your computer.
Should be.
Are you sure that cable's plugged into a computer port?
It looks like a computer port to me.
Yeah, versus like a wall outlet.
It's definitely not a wall outlet.
Okay, yeah. But because that would give you a blue light with no communication or no notification sound. Are your notification sounds on?
If I was looking for, I mean, I got my thing open here, so let's see here.
Yeah, why don't we just check the website and see if maybe you're not getting the notification sound, but it is connected.
Would it wouldn't show up? Would it show up in my computer search box?
No, it's not a flash.
Okay, so I gotta go to Light Show. You gotta go to Light Show All in order to know.
Go ahead and stream it too, so I can see what you're doing and everyone can as well.
Yeah. There you go.
Hopefully we don't get stuck at step 0.
Right. Right.
Step 0.
Better to know now, though, right? JJ's finally here. JJ, you could have been here the whole time. What are you doing? What you doing? You're late.
Living life.
All right. How do I know? Modes and device controls.
Yes. Do you have a stream open? Of your screen.
Oh, you on Discord too. Yeah, hang on.
Oh, you have it for everyone but me.
Yeah, everyone but you. Everyone but you.
That I can just open the stream, and I probably should have. So let me just open the stream, and I can see with the slight delay what you're doing. Yeah. So if you go to lightshow.lol and you nope, that's me.
Looks like looks like it's
no, not there. It's the little USB icon. Do you see the little USB logo? Connect device, top right corner.
Yes.
And then
serial port com.
So what you would need to do is if you unplug your CHROMADECK, see this list? You have a COM1, COM8, and COM9.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, unplug it, and then close that list, and then while it's unplugged, reopen the list.
And see if
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And see if 1, 8, or 9 is missing.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like any of them are.
Try refreshing the page. Control-Shift-R. It's a refresh while clearing the cache. While you're on Lightshow.
Yeah, so it's not.
It's slightly different than just.
It's not pulling into the thing. Let's see if I can try another cord.
Yeah, that's hopefully it's just the cable. That
does it need to be it doesn't need to be a C to C for any reason, right?
It does not need to be a C to C, but I think there is such a thing as a C to A, which is power only. Not certain. They could make a power only of any cable. I just don't know if they're common.
I love how they just decided to make a universal cord, and then now there are so many universal cords that they're not universal anymore.
Yeah, iPhone has a lot to do with that, with their USB-C that's not USB-C or something. I haven't looked into it, but I know that they were forced by the European Union to switch to the USB-C standard, and then they did something cheeky to make sure that even though they were on USB-C, it didn't count. I'm not sure what they did, but it was silly. The reason that we may be struggling is unrelated to that. It is companies that are trying to make ultra cheap products will sometimes eliminate the 2 or 3 copper wires from the cable in order to save a penny. You know, I don't know exactly.
It was the cord. We got it. I got a beep boop beep. So we got all the things. All right, we're good.
Excellent.
I was like, so I know for a fact I have a C to C that works, and lo and behold, the C to C that worked was the one that was plugged into my gaming controller.
That's usually a great quality cable that will come with most gaming controllers.
Exactly.
Because especially one that has data capability.
Needs to be.
Cheap cables will strip out the data connections all the time.
All right,
because
so it's USB JTAG serial debug unit.
That's right. That's
Connect.
correct. Click that and click connect.
And now
And you should see if your deck is on. There it
and
is.
now it says
connected.
update firmware, and just do that.
Yep. Just click on update firmware.
Wow, really that easy?
Hopefully.
Amazing. Update
We only
complete.
got stuck on step 0. Hey, there you go. Okay, so this is where the first changes will start happening. Right now, in order to get it to work from this point, you'll need to unplug your CHROMADECK and then plug it back in. Before we go live, we'll have fixed it so that you'll just be able to continue using it without having to unplug it and replug it. You also will need to refresh lightshow.lol.
Okay, refresh.
Once you've replugged it and refreshed lightshow.lol,
Connect
you should
again.
be good to go. You click the connect, click that one. Yep.
Up to date.
And there you go.
Wow.
And it's up to date. You can pull the modes saved, which is that little down arrow button on the right.
Down arrow on the right.
Up towards the top. On the top
Oh,
bar.
on the right. I was looking on the left. Yeah, okay. This one or this one? This one.
The down arrow from the device.
Down arrow from the device. Bro, I'm struggling.
You're really close.
I'm struggling.
Right, you're really close. You're like hovering around it. It's on the same bar as the USB connection.
Same bar as the USB connect. So
the same
this down arrow right here. The pull modes from this device. That's the one. Okay,
correct.
There it is.
That's the one.
Oh my goodness, that was a struggle.
I like that the struggle of using this device is finding the right button, not getting it to work.
Yeah, no, that was just me trying to understand what you were telling me, not struggling.
I know,
not use of that was user error. That's all.
I should have said the icon 3 left of the USB icon because you found that one quick.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have helped. Anyway, yeah. Now, if you have your CHROMADECK on, you will see that it is as you click through this mode list, it is previewing and demoing exactly what you have going on. Yeah, for anyone following along at home.
I can confirm that they are previewing and demoing what's happening on the screen. However, I can't show you.
You can't overlay.
I can't overlay right now. My Sony, my camera with it right now.
No worries.
Actually,
anyway, yeah, it is real-time previewing.
Actually, can we go to just voice in the Discord? Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfectly fine with me.
I think I can just, and now I can pull up. So then I can pull up the camera on here.
Do some custom overlays.
Yeah. Where's my camera?
Oh yeah, there. So right now, lightshow.lol is going through a bit of an overhaul. Daniel has been heading up. He's been making snapping windows that are draggable and collapsible, as you did earlier by accident. So the whole site will be reconfigurable and easy to use when you're on a computer, as you would expect it to be. Things like dragging and dropping colors, and then flashing and updating devices, all that stuff, selecting LEDs, all of it will be very intuitive and straightforward. However, some of that stuff is still in development right now and not working as intended. It all works, but like dragging and dropping colors right now is broken. But it won't be when we finish that up soon.
Seems like you got plenty of time to get everything tip-top shape.
Yeah, we got a few
pull.
weeks. Everything's in a great working state. Like if we launched today, there would be nothing so unforgivable that someone couldn't plug it into their computer and fix it with a single click.
It wouldn't be Cyberpunk's 2077, all right? It wouldn't be.
No.
It wouldn't be
We're well beyond that.
It wouldn't be a half-built game, right? So that's good.
We're in Cyberpunk 2177.
Oh.
At least.
Okay, that's great.
The world has already ended, and robots are now the default mode of human.
Excellent. Wonderful.
Yep, it works great. Everyone's immortal except for poor people.
All right. So what else do I got to do to? So I don't have to do anything else to get this thing working. So it's already updated, and I can program something right here.
Right.
And
absolutely. And if you want to take it further, we could try flashing one of your chips to go from 5 modes to 9, if you want.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's do that.
Yeah. So now that you have your ChromaDeck updated and connected to the computer, all you need to do is plug in the Chroma link, and you'll need to get a Duo outside of its case with the battery removed. When you're removing the battery, you have to be very careful because the connector is not made to stand up to extreme force.
Right. Okay. I'm familiar with these connectors.
Yeah, what I like to do for anyone curious
kind of just pop
is
right out.
Yeah, if you pinch the connector
by the wires.
This is what the battery connector looks like. It's this little white piece at the end, and there's a matching piece on the Duo right there. I will plug them together really quick.
Hang on a second. I gotta do some more finagling here.
Yeah. So, oh wait,
here, let me call you back. Let me call you back.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, no.
Okay.
Here, go ahead. Show them. They can see you now.
Okay, yeah.
They can see you now.
Cool. I forgot that I wasn't visible. But yeah, so here is what a Duo looks like, and here's what a Duo battery looks like. Normally, it's tucked behind the chip like that, and when you are disconnecting the battery from the Duo, which you need to disconnect the battery before plugging it into a Chroma link, or you will damage the battery. So what you do is you grab the wires up here close to the white part, and then you peel up and away from the board like you're peeling off a Band-Aid, or like you're peeling off a sticker. The motion is away from the board, up and away. If you pull laterally, like across the board, there's a good chance you'll break the connector. And if you just yank the battery, you could potentially hurt the connector as well. And once the connector's off, the chip is unusable. Like you could still program it in the Chroma link, but you will no longer be able to power it from a battery, and that's obviously not ideal. So
obviously not.
Can't stress this enough. Yeah, but we will have good instructions and warnings and good videos. You really, really want to be careful when unplugging it. When you're plugging it back in, you pretty much just line it up and squeeze. Very simple. But when you're unplugging it,
how does
pinch the wires and then pop away from the board.
Oh, wait a minute. Am I true? I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to fiddle this thing into the battery.
No.
That's not how that works, huh? Okay, I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't seem right. All right, so we put this in. The
Chroma link has two sides. It has the Duo adapter side, and it has the plug for the ChromaDeck port. Sorry, this is the Chroma link. You take the Chroma link with the port, the little white connector, and you plug it into the connector on the ChromaDeck, which is the opposite of the USB. There's a connector on the other side. You can go ahead and pop that in. It just
so much more sense than what I was trying to
slides in.
I was like, what am I doing here? All right, so I think I'm connected here.
That's right. And then once you're ready to connect the chip, you align the chip with the Chroma link. You push down slightly and slide towards the connector, the wire end. Yeah. And if it's all the way in, so I'm looking at your chip, it's not quite slid all the way down. Try and slide it so that it doesn't slide down further. Is it?
I don't think it slides down any further.
Okay. Well, yeah, then that's good. If you look at it, you should see the Duo name sits basically flush with the plastic. So it's got about this much range of motion if you look at it. Yeah. And then that spring will hold it in place.
It doesn't slide all the way down to the very, very bottom, but it does. I think it's connected.
You can check. If the ChromaDeck is on, you should be able to power on the chip.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, if the chip is so ChromaDeck is on mine, and now if I click on the chip, it's receiving power directly from the ChromaDeck and not from its own battery.
This is so cool.
Okay, it looks like we're all good to go. You are plugged into your computer, you're plugged into your Chroma. now all we need to do is if we go back to lightshow.lol, you will see on the menu there is a connect to duo button towards the right side of the screen.
Right side.
Top, right top.
Connect to
It's
duo
like its own little
button.
window.
I see it. Yeah.
That's right. Click that, and
Okay.
if we're all connected, it should pop up and change to a new, slightly window with like update information.
Oop, failed to connect. Already transmitting.
Ah, okay. So I'm not sure how we got to this state, but why don't you go ahead and unplug the CHROMADECK, plug it back in, and refresh the lightshow.lol page. Maybe a slight bug. It might be just some oddness. Oh, look. I think it popped up actually. Anyway, connect a USB device. Find the right device from the list. There we go.
And then try ChromaLink Duo
connect
again.
Duo. Yep.
Okay, I clicked it. And
did it change?
My chip went dead.
It went black. Yeah, it should. So it looks like it's having trouble communicating with your chips, which are on an older firmware. So we just need to add an exception for those chips so that it can actually connect to them. But that's an update we can give to your CHROMADECK, and so is patchable.
Right,
yeah,
so
Daniel's
we'll just have to do that another time.
But yeah, that's no big deal. So it looks like there's some. Yeah, Daniel says we'll look into it. Yeah, that's essentially how the process will work. I can show you on.
This is why we bug test, chat. This is exactly why we bug test.
This is why we bug test. This is why we're in the test units, and we have a lot of different people because the units I'm testing on may not have the same qualities as some older units that you guys would be using. So we want to make sure we cover all of them.
Gotta cover all our bases.
Yeah. Can you put images in the chat? No. All right. Doesn't matter.
So I'm putting my chip back together here.
Yeah, just like you were able to flash your CHROMADECK by plugging it in, connecting, and clicking the button. And the connecting the Duo will be the same process. You'll plug it in the way we just demonstrated. You'll click that connect button, and it will drop down a menu that says Flash Firmware.
Mm-hmm.
And when you click the Flash Firmware, it'll load a blue bar, and your chips will be up to date. And it should all work as seamlessly as the CHROMADECK update did for you. Just
so we got pretty far. The only really wall we got stuck on was the fact that my duos are probably some of the oldest duos. That's really what it is.
One of the
so I have the earliest adoptive duos, and that's what we're getting stuck on, which is a reasonable thing to be stuck on.
Yeah, but just for everyone else's reference, all duos of all types are meant to be supported by this process. So you won't need to worry if your duos are too old to be updated. That won't, once we solve yours, which are legitimately probably the oldest or the second oldest set available, all later sets will be compatible as well. And if for some reason there's a selection of sets, yeah, Daniel says we'll be able to fix this probably tonight. He'll look into it.
Awesome.
Yeah, but if there is for some reason a small collection of sets that are unable to be updated, which I doubt it shouldn't be possible. There's really no reason why any chip shouldn't be able to be updated. But if for some reason a chip is unable to update, I'll probably exchange it with the user if they request.
Awesome.
So there's always should be stuck.
There's always a solution. No, there's no problem that we can't find a solution for.
Yeah.
So smash the like button for the CHROMADECK. Smash the like button for Stone. For Shane himself for doing the thing. Smash the like button for Daniel for doing the thing. We appreciate you guys always coming up with new technology for us. Even the dead art has new things. So
yes. Oh, and then another thing is Daniel just confirmed. He's like, honestly, if we there is no version of a chip that should be able to that won't be able to update. We just need to update the UI so that it no longer requires the latest acknowledgement from the chip, which the old chips may not have had yet.
He says, JJ says he's been flashing PM chips with the 9-mon firmware the caveman way. Basically, what with the vortex, with the
no, JJ is one of like two people who had a custom like
Oh, the
prototype
stone, the
flasher.
original stone. That's what he means.
No, he probably is talking about this thing. This red flasher
Oh,
is what
okay.
I use to update my duos and flash them initially for customers.
Hmm.
The only way it works is kind of convoluted and is not as easy as just clicking a button and it's done. So for a few people that needed to test early versions of the duos, I sent those out and I helped set up their computers and install all the appropriate software so that they could test updates as I pushed them. But without that special hardware and a really convoluted installation process, you can't update duos until. That's why we made the CHROMADECK. So now
JJ
everyone
says,
has
I
that.
appreciate y'all teaching me how to navigate GitHub. That's funny.
Yeah, right. I honestly, I had to learn GitHub when I started working with Daniel because everything was local on my computer and I had no concept of version control and backing up my code. It was all just if my computer lit on fire, that was the end of my project.
Well, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that, and now we don't have to live like that. We don't.
That's
have to
right.
live
You
like
guys,
cavemen
you guys
anymore.
did make me navigate GitHub at one point. That was true. That did happen.
Yep.
Well, we are running to almost to the end of the stream here. I do want to get one light show in. So if you guys have any other questions for Shane, I would say maybe direct them to his inbox, or we drop him in the chat, or save him for January 2nd when we have him back for the announcement of launch. We are announcing the announcement of launch tonight. We are
final
and making everything ready to go. So thank you again.
Who knows if things are ahead of schedule, we may have. I have no idea what we're announcing on the 2nd, but at the very least, it will be the launch date.
Awesome. We love to hear it. So thank you again for being here, and thanks for walking me through everything. And we'll wait the update for my chips.
Spark Orbit, Spark Handles coming soon.
Spark Orbit, Spark Handles too. He's got new things for orbiters, guys.
Ooh,
go check that out on his. Is that up on the website yet, or not? Not yet.
No. These will all be launching at the same time, and I'll probably dig into these more on January 2nd. Tell you what about these. But yeah, so the CHROMADECK is like the final touch on the duos, and the Spark are the ultimate standalone rechargeable USB-C orbit. It's your mom's first orbit.
Yeah, the ultimate orbit. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for walking us through everything. That was a lot of information and a lot of good information. So we look forward to talking to you on the 2nd.
Okay. See you soon.
All right, chat. All right, chat. So I'm going to get my camera back working here in a second here. Because we're not done yet. Don't go anywhere. We're still here. We're still here. Why is my camera not working? USB video. There we go. All right, we're back. You can see me. Hello, Jesting123. Welcome. We are 7 minutes left in the stream. JJ, did you bring your homework? Do you have a song request for me? Because we got time for like 1 or 2 actual light shows before I gotta pack for my vacation home. Music. Pulling up some music. If you don't got a strong requesticle for the Jesticle, let me know. Lil Jon, Get Low Christmas. That's amazing. That's amazing. Lil Jon, Get Low Christmas. I put the words of Lil Jon, Get Low to the tune of Holly Jolly Christmas. Is that what you're talking about? I love this.
To the window, to the wall, till the sweat drops down my balls. Until all these bitches crawl. Ah, skeet, skeet, goddamn. Getting crunk in the club she's working. I like to see them females twerking. Taking their clothes off, bucking naked. ATL ho, don't disrespect it. 3, 6, 9, damn she fine. Hoping hoping she can sock it to me one more time. Bring your ass right over here, ho, and let me see you get low. To the window, to the wall, till the sweat drops down my balls. Oh, by golly, skeet, skeet, motherfucker, goddamn.
Oh God. I don't know if that was the right one, but that was the one you got. Is this the same thing? Oh, yep, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Oh Lord, JJ, you are always coming with the heat, man. I tell you what, absolute bangers at all times. Anyone else got any song requests? We got time for one more, maybe. We could do Silent Night by Chewbacca again. That was see what we can find here. Dream Interstellar is the real pick. Dream Interstellar. Dream Interstellar, first Liquid Lab Records release. This will definitely get me demonetized, but that's fine. Well, that was a very, very techno song. Very techno. Very good. Good stuff. Thanks for watching. That'll be it for tonight. Tune in the next Thursday is my birthday, and I will be in Minnesota, so I probably will not be streaming. However, there's a possibility that I will be streaming, because if I have internet where I'm staying, I might decide to, but don't expect it. That's all. Oh, hello. Hello. We have a cat reveal. We have a handsome man who would like to say goodnight. So don't expect to stream next week, but Thursday the 2nd, we will be doing more CHROMADECK stuff. So tune in on the 2nd, and thanks again for watching, and it is always better to be weird than boring. Okay, bye-bye, boy.